It really became salient to me when I had my own children. And I would listen to some of the language that their teachers were using or their physician was using to kind of characterize their behavior or their appearance.
Dr. Jamelia Blake is an associate professor in educational psychology at Texas A&M University.
When we talk about children being mature in a positive light, we talk about them being precocious or advanced or gifted. But if one of my daughters or one of their friends was doing something that the teacher believed was advanced age, well, they're too grown. They know too much information.
This attitude is the focus of a study co-authored by Dr. Blake called Listening to Black Women and Girls: Lived Experiences of Adultification Bias.
In the initial study, we found that adults perceive Black girls as more adult-like and less innocent as early as the age of 5 years old. So what we found is, as young as potentially the age of kindergarten, adults, including potentially teachers, could be looking at a Black girl and responding to her as if she's older than she really is.
Rebecca Epstein, executive director at Georgetown University Law Center on Poverty and Inequality, was the other lead on the study.
What that translates into is less leniency, not giving Black girls second chances, not treating them as if they're children, and with the innocence that we typically associate with girls.
Blake and Epstein interviewed Black women of different ages who all shared similar stories of how adultification bias influenced their lives growing up.
What was powerful, though, was that there was a consistency to the stories from our youngest participants, our youngest was 12 years old, to our older participants who are older than the age of 60. So across generations, this is a consistent experience for Black girls.
The roots really come from racism, right? The legacy of slavery and historically us dehumanizing Black people, right? And so this idea that Black children are not really children.
And researchers say this adultification bias results in young Black girls being likely to receive more severe punishment compared with other students.
Black girls are suspended at over 5 times the rate of white girls nationally. And similarly, Black girls are treated more punitively along most of the key decision-making points in the juvenile justice system as well.
Dr. Blake says when she first started noticing this phenomenon affecting her daughters, she didn't know how to respond.
I don't think at that time, especially when my girls were young, I had that awareness. And when I reflect back, I'm like, that's exactly what was happening, that they were exhibiting this bias.
She hopes this study can serve as a roadmap for parents trying to navigate these biases.
I hope it creates awareness and gives parents and teachers and mental health professionals and social workers some kind of language to begin this conversation, and also to really think critically and reflect on their own perceptions and how they're interpreting behaviors.